Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships here on your professional walkthroughs channel with me, your host Max. On this episode, we're gonna be taking a look at a fun match I had in one of my favorite battleships, the Bismarck. So, obviously, I'm not gonna probably receive like a Kraken or something, but I thought it was a fun enough match to showcase it on the channel, because after all, I kind of am trying to diversify the content and try to keep you entertained, and also I still do enjoy playing this game despite some of the changes recently. So yeah, we're gonna see how a fun match turns out into getting you a bunch of achievements. And I kind of think that usually if you would end up eventually where we are gonna end up, and I'm not gonna try to spoil it at the start of the match, you would probably get totally killed, or your ship is just gonna get pummeled. But somehow it just worked out well enough for me. So yeah, our ship has been lucky enough to be spawned by the B point. This is a cap point which our team is in control. The enemy has the A point, and the majority of our team is gonna be moving towards the C point and the D point. And already we're gonna see that the enemy Enterprise is gonna be actually pretty damn close here, trying to monitor the situation and try to take out one of our destroyers. And because he is getting so damn close, the Sashio is taking some damage, but also because the Enterprise player refuses to pull away a bit more, he is actually going to be losing a lot of planes here at the start of the match. So he did try to pop down the squadron to defend the spot and therefore keep the destroyer spotted. However, we don't see any reinforcements, so there's absolutely nobody who would be able to shoot at the destroyer and theoretically destroy it. So yeah, this was kind of a waste, and you can see already that with a German battleship, and German battleships are well known for having not the best anti-aircraft defense system, we got 14 aircraft shot down, and I'm able to finally find first target, which is an enemy Bismarck. And I'm gonna start shooting in my usual way where I don't utilize these salvos. I'm gonna keep repeating this. I'm not really sure if there is a proper time, maybe when you are just super close to an enemy ship, like when it pops up from behind an island, then go nuts with a salvo. But long range shooting, especially if you have guns with 2 turrets, I find it that even without the Dead's Eye captain skill or having equipment on your ship which allows you to get better aim, if you keep shooting the guns separately instead of salvos, you are just gonna be more accurate. And here, unfortunately for the Cleveland player, he pops out from behind the island in the worst possible place. The biggest issue with the American cruisers is the fact that they have no close range defense capabilities. Now sure, when it comes to Cleveland, this is a nightmare for any destroyer. This ship has a freaking radar, so it can spot anything, and with the super fast reload on its guns, yeah, you can really pummel any destroyers. However, battleships are your nightmare. Now I do realize that I kind of put down the repair module here really fast, which kind of prevents me from being able to negate any further fires, and after popping down the repair module, my HP is gonna be still going down. But the Cleveland player has been caught in the middle of open water with multiple ships targeting it, and it's just not looking well for the player. And the funniest thing is that somehow I actually managed to get the first blood achievement here, because I really thought someone else is gonna snag that kill. Now we're gonna start moving on to the next target, which is the enemy Baltimore. This is another American cruiser. This ship is the higher ranked Tech 3 ship above Cleveland. We're gonna be able to start shooting at the enemy Bismarck, who is again popping up, and we are gonna lose visual, so our secondaries and primary weapons cannot shoot anything. However, we're gonna be moving with our friendly destroyer here to try and conquest the A point. I'm gonna get in the last second assist in capture, so pretty damn awesome. Getting assist in capture, or just in general capturing the points, is gonna yield you a stupid quantity of rewards. So in case you do want to unlock anything, try to capture or contest the points. And here the Baltimore, because it did not change its direction, and because of the way I keep shooting, I land the first Citadel hit on the ship. So yeah, obviously I will have to pop in the squadron in order to have some form of a defense against the enemy torpedo squadron. The enemy Bismarck pops up from behind the island, so I'll have to start turning away from the Bismarck and also try to dodge the squadron from the enemy Enterprise. And I just managed to pull it off enough so that I managed to bounce off majority of the shells, or the ship's repair module is actually gonna soak in most of the damage. And here we can see that with the added new textures to the game, we actually see the planes burning down on re-entry. We are getting the second Citadel hit on the Baltimore, and with the super low amount of health, it is a high target for me with 316 HP left. It's really hard here to try and anticipate where the ship might go, but I'm gonna try to land these shots. As you can see, we have some really nice tight grouping. Again, thanks to the fact that I'm not doing a salvo, and that one shot manages to land and get us our second kill of the match. So, unfortunately, we see that the battle is somehow more focused around the D point. There are plenty of ships exchanging fire. We have enemy Roma, Vladivostok, there are destroyers, our battleships are hiding behind an island, and all I'm trying to do here is try and dodge another attack from the enemy Enterprise, who is really keen on trying to attack me. I'm gonna unfortunately take one of the torpedoes, but it's better than actually taking all three of them. Here we have another plane crashing down from the sky. Again, really have to give a shout out to the team for the added textures and details. And here we're gonna have a fun thing. So certain content creators actually like to call this or refer to this like a torpedo beat or something like that. Well, you know, Chris Pratt likes to ride with Raptors. I like to ride amongst enemy torpedoes. It's kind of a fun thing that it actually managed to work out, and I managed to get in between all of them. But here we have, unfortunately, a big issue. I need to start moving towards the C point and the D point because, well, the majority of the enemy is still there, and we don't have that much of a point advantage. So once the Massachusetts here pops up from behind the island, I'm gonna try to hit it, and you're gonna see that once again, lots of the shells are actually gonna hit. Actually, at least half of them did manage to land, and this is the part of the match where we are gonna get into this trying to follow the Massachusetts. And here it would be more advantageous for me to try and switch the shell type to the HE rounds instead of the AP, because thanks to how the Massachusetts is running away from us, I can be fairly accurate with the shots. But if you see any of them land, majority of them are just gonna bounce off or just do over penetration and not do as much damage. So if you were in my place here, if you would have switched to the HE rounds, you would have definitely helped yourself. Although there are actually those battleships ahead of us, so we need to keep focus. Don't get a tunnel vision. It can actually pretty damn damage your experience in the matches. Again, not getting proper penetration on the Massachusetts. However, the enemy Roma is gonna here pop up, and so I'm gonna change my focus and I'm gonna start angling the Bismarck so that my secondaries can open up. Now, I still have my German battleships set up for the secondary builds. It still works, however, you cannot rush at the start of the match against the enemy, or most of the enemy fire is gonna get focused on you, and that is gonna end the match really fast. So try to pace yourself, try to keep the close engagements for like the second half of the match. You can see that thanks to us contesting the D point and having ABC, we are getting a major advantage in the point department. I'm gonna start opening up on the Massachusetts because it's presenting a better target. Roma is behind the island, so I cannot really open up. And here is the fun thing which I was talking about. I am starting to move into a really dangerous place here because we have two enemy battleships on the right side. I have one enemy battleship ahead of us. The enemy carrier is on our left side, and I can see that it is trying to focus me with its bomber squadron. So I'm gonna actually pop in the fighter squadron to help me fight off the planes. The secondaries are, thanks to the 0.10 point something patch, able to open up on both sides, which would previously not be possible. So I'm actually getting multiple hits with the secondaries. And because my guns are still focused on the right side, I'm not switching yet. However, because I am so much in deep with the enemy team, I see an enemy destroyer pop in and I immediately go for the hydro just to make sure that no torpedoes are gonna be heading my way. I'm gonna try to adjust my way so that in case the Oland did release the torpedoes earlier, I would not take a full broadside of them, in case I would follow in the direction I was heading in. I keep trying to defend myself from the airplanes, and I'm receiving the Confederate achievement here, and you actually get it for dealing to at least 6 enemy ships like 20% or exceeding 20% of their HP. We are getting the entire aircraft defense achievement, which surprisingly is again for a German battleship quite the achievement, because there are better nations when it comes to entire aircraft defense systems. Like, for example, the American battleships are better at preventing taking damage from the squadrons. And thanks to the hydro still running on Bismarck, I'm able to dodge the Oland's torpedoes. Our secondaries are just pummeling the Enterprise, and I'm switching to the HE shells because if you come across a carrier, use HE rounds. Do not use the AP rounds because they usually over-penetrate and don't do as much damage. The HE rounds are gonna do or wreak havoc on the enemy carriers. So in case you are in range, use the HE round. And because the enemy Enterprise was super low with health, the enemy or the friendlies were able to actually acquire the kill. I'm opening up on the Oland, trying to anticipate where to guide the shots. Enterprise is still in the game with the last squadron of the torpedo squadron, and we have also still an enemy battleship ahead of us. So here, unfortunately, I do not manage to squeeze it between the torpedoes because they got really tight. And of course, the Enterprise squadron was able to turn around and try to focus me from the side, so I would still take additional damage. But here is the fun thing, where the match was over because we reached the 1,000 points. And we got to the final screen where we are able to see the final results. So overall, we managed to deal 170,000 points of damage. We got almost 200 hits with the secondaries. We got almost 50 planes shot down, 62 hits with our primary armament. We got only 2 kills, and well, we got most of them thanks to pure luck, I think. and we have those 5 achievements. So pretty damn fun match. If you would have gotten into or in between all those ships you were able to observe on the map, well, if they would not be trying to focus all the other enemies, they would probably try to focus you. Obviously, Enterprise was trying to focus me because the secondaries were constantly on top of it, and the enemy cruisers were starting, or the friendly cruisers were starting to open up. So this was a pretty damn fun match, I think. And yeah, for more fun content regarding World of Warships, check out the channel. I publish content on a weekly basis. I do all sorts of fun stuff, and who knows, maybe you're gonna find some fun content which you're gonna enjoy. And in case you want to know what the channel is currently up to, consider subscribing, as I publish content on a weekly basis from Mondays till Fridays. I do all sorts of things. Link is in the description. I'm gonna wish you a pleasant rest of the day, and hopefully I will see you in the comments or at the next one. Thank you for watching, everyone. Stay safe out there. Have fun in World of Warships. Thank you, and bye-bye.